So there is a free streaming platform called Tubi, which has a wide variety of movies. There's some great movies, there's some not so great movies, but I love everything, you know, good, bad, it doesn't matter. I just love watching movies, and this isn't a sponsored post, but it could be. So today I'm watching the 1972 film Tales from the Crypt. I know there was a TV show called Tales from the Crypt in the 80s, 90s, and I was terrified to watch it. I do want to try and watch it now, so let me know in the comments if you know where it's streaming. I just have this memory of the intro, and I would run away as soon as the intro came on. Just this corpse, I think he was on like a throne or something like that if I remember correctly, but that terrified me enough that I avoided it. But yes, I would definitely be interested in watching it as an adult, and I know the movie came out before the show, so I'm very curious to see what this will be about, if they just have a similar title and they're actually not connected, as there would be, you know, a pretty big gap. I think the show came out, it must have been the late 80s, early 90s, something like that, because I do remember my friends, you know, watching it on TV and me just running away and hiding. I love practical effects, and given the time this would have came out, I'm assuming there will be only practical effects, so I'm excited to see that. But thank you so much for sharing and this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for movies you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. It's very ominous organ music right off the bat. Metro Media. I don't recognize that title. Joan Collins' name, I definitely... Oh, and Peter Cushing's in this as well? Awesome. Yeah, okay, it was a comic book. The Vault of Horror and Crypt. I would love to read some of the source material. I think that would be so cool.
Catacombs are dangerous, and I must warn you to stay with me and not lose your way.
Wouldn't have to tell me twice. Yeah, jeez, and that's the last place I want to be stuck. Did they get lost already? Like, oh my gosh, the walls are getting closer and closer. They just seem like they're going in circles. Nothing ominous about that. Yeah, come on in. Stay forever and ever and ever.
Well, there's no way out of here. Let's go back.
Yeah, I saw that coming. Oh my god.
Way out there.
Where did he come from? Cheese and rice.
Can't wait. I have an appointment.
Sit. All of you.
Of course, there's chairs for each of them. Oh my gosh, this feels very premeditated.
You leave here.
Plans?
Plan.
You just keep saying it like that. And the way everything around her just went black as well. Oh my gosh. She's like, actually, I don't know how I got here or what I'm doing after. Is this secretly a Christmas movie? I'm sorry, what? What just happened here? Oh my god. She just killed her husband.
Merry Christmas.
Bye, Richard. Oh my god. I don't like seeing Christmas used in this way. Oh, the white rug, of course. I know she's robbing the poor guy. Oh my gosh.
Just a minute, darling. Mommy will be right up.
She's like, oh yeah, don't forget about him. The dead body in the living room. Guess I should clean that up. With the fire poker. Grim. Now they'll never know. That's the brooch she was wearing. Yeah. And this super, like, bright red blood is reminding me of, Creep Show. She's like, great, I'll just leave the door unlocked for this guy, and then I can blame it on him. Oh my gosh. Is that a telephone? What is got the 70s decor is all over the place. What? It's a rotary? Okay, now I love it. I take it back. That's so cool. Oh god. Maybe she's trying. I thought she was gonna blame the murder on him, but she seems genuinely scared of this guy. A murderer afraid of a murderer. Oh god. This poor guy. She's like, oh, just blame it on the classic fall down the stairs with her cup of bright red blood. Setting the scene. She's thought of all the details. Oh no, what happens if the little girl finds out? Oh no.
Carol, where are you? Carol! Carol!
She's like, I worked very hard to clean up the crime scene, and now I can't find this kid. Did the Santa get her? Oh, shoot.
He's here, Mummy. I let him in.
Of course. Oh. And of course, the exact same thing. She's going 2 for 2. Oh my god. While she's like on hold with 911. Oh my god. It's like, let me give you this gentle massage. Or is she dead? She obviously survived if she's here.
And you?
I'm on my way home to see my wife and children.
And then?
Oh, this is before it's happened. No, she had the brooch. It has to be after.
Goodbye, darling.
Yeah, he's leaving. He's packed his stuff by the door. He's not coming back. Yeah.
No. No. No.
Is he having nightmares?
I'm sorry. Bad dream.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. What? Oh no. Oh gosh. Oh. Oh my god, the car is also on fire. Cheese and rice, there's no hope for them. Oh, as he's cut to his hand in the trying to get to survival.
Susan.
I think she's a goner, my friend. Okay, bye then. Yeah, I'm sure he looks... Oh my god, nobody wants to help.
Crazy fool! Do you want to get yourself killed?
He doesn't want to help. Oh my gosh. I'm sure he looks like he's covered in blood and like a mess, and everybody's just driving away or running away.
Darling.
He walks all the way back home. Oh my gosh. And his wife shuts the door. What is... He's gotta look. He's like, yeah, it's... Or it's a different last name? It said like Matland, I think, on the... Yeah, who's this guy?
Pull yourself together. What's the matter?
She thinks she's seen a ghost? Is he dead? Okay. And it's interesting to have his POV. Yeah, maybe it doesn't know he's dead? I don't know. if Susan's here, then who was in the car with him?
I brought it back after the crash.
Huh?
And I was blinded.
Blinded?
Oh my gosh. What? He is dead.
2 years ago.
Oh my god. That was his nightmare. Oh, that was terrifying. His burnt out face. Yeah, it's like there's no way he would have survived that. Cheese and rice.
Sorry. Bad dream.
You don't keep going, bud. If you have a dream like that, oh my god. Yeah, cheese and rice. Has Final Destination taught you nothing? You get off the plane if you see stuff like that. Or does he cause the crash because he tries to, like, overcorrect? Oh my god. Terrifying that he had a premonition about it.
So that is why you were in a hurry?
So are these people dead? And I like how it's literal tales from the crypt. Like, they're each telling their story. Yeah, and I like this, like, anthology styles. We're going through everybody's stories and finding out how they're gonna die, I guess, or if they're already dead.
With me. You know, punch too.
And anthologies make sense, especially with a TV show that came later. I'm assuming they're related, and like a comic book, yeah, source material.
Yeah. Just as she did. Well, it ruins the neighborhood and depreciates the value of our property. The inside must be like a pigsty.
This guy sucks. What trouble is this guy doing? He thinks they're gonna blame it on the neighbor instead of him. What a little turkey. Just causing trouble.
Complaint. But you mustn't take them away. They're my friends.
Oh no, my heart can only take so much.
Sergeant, please.
Couldn't just let this guy have his frickin' dogs. Ugh.
Can you hear me? Is there anything you wish to tell me?
She's like, well, your neighbor frickin' sucks, that's for sure. What? I haven't seen something like that with a Ouija board before. It, like, writes for him? That's interesting. Instead of going, like, letter by letter? Well, that's not ominous at all.
He'd lose his retirement pay.
And save the town some money.
I feel so bad for this guy, and his neighbor sucks. They took away his dogs. This guy's got nothing better to do with his time. Like, he seems wealthy. Like, he could put his resources to something good. Frickin' jerk.
Oh, I'm so glad they didn't get you. Welcome home. Oh, better save money now, hadn't we?
Oh, my heart.
Last year, I remember.
You can tell from looking at his house what a filthy old man he is. Constantly filling it with children.
This guy gets whatever is coming to him, man.
Well, send him Valentines. From everyone in town.
That feels very Carrie. Invite her to the prom, then douse her in blood.
Noisier children, loud as a bell, pungent as perfume, but you only smell.
Real mature. I sent him horrible rhymed Valentine's Day cards. Oh my gosh.
If its owner prunes it. But our town isn't. Because your presence ruined it.
Oh my god, could you imagine the whole town sends him these cards? This poor guy. My heart.
Why don't you do us a service? Jump in the river.
They don't need to add it. We know what rhymes. Oh my god, that's horrible.
I haven't seen Grimsdyke for days.
I feel like he unalived.
Not since Valentine's Day.
Yeah, 'cause your dickhead son sent him a bunch of cards. I'm very worried.
Where the door's open. This place is spotless. I thought it was filthy.
Well, maybe you should actually get to know people before you make assumptions about them. Sir? That's what I was worried about. Oh, this poor guy. Congratulations, you bullied him into this.
Forasmuch as it hath pleased Almighty God of his great mercy to take unto himself the soul of our dear brother, Arthur Edward.
You took away everything he had, and congratulations, now you can probably sell his house. Ugh.
It was kind of you to pay for the burial.
It was the least I could do.
According to the Almighty
He was a neighbor.
Oh, and your son probably pushed him to the limit of his 13th reason. He's back! Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, we saw those, like, books of spirituality, and we know he had the Ouija board, so I'm curious if he was, like, planning his revenge. So cool with, like, the fog and stuff rolling in, and the makeup we saw in the previous one with the guy's face as well was really cool. Oh my god, there he is! It's like, hey, remember me, how you tried to ruin my life? And I like that they keep it, like, real for the ghosts, like, not apparitions, like, he still is human form, just with makeup. Da 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 da! Oh, this blacked out eyes, oh my god. The ghosts will get you. So gruesome. Oh my god, look at all that blood.
Really have no.
Oh my god. He cut out his heart. Cheese and rice. Da 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 da, all for poetic justice. Gotta rhyme start with heart.
But I had to fight my way up the hard way. If people got hurt, they got hurt. But I always paid my debts.
Is he a Lannister? Always pays his debts?
To each owner of me, so keep score.
The first wish is always to wish for more wishes, everybody knows.
So take care what you do. I can't read the rest, but...
The fine print's always blurred out, yep.
The monkey's paw, that's what it was.
I wish.
I read it when I was at school.
I wish for lots and lots of money.
I feel like it's gonna come true. She said the words.
Well, you said yourself it was just a story. Like our three wishes.
I feel like that's gonna be the bank calling, saying somehow your funds are back.
That's Charles. He wants me to go and see him right away. He said something about money.
Money?
They're always picky with the wishes and the specifics, so she just said lots and lots of money, not... Like, I'm waiting for, like, the loophole. Oh my god! I was like, his mask looks very strange, but it was just like a skull.
10 miles from his home. Well, have you told Enid, Mrs. Jason, yet?
No, not yet.
Death was literally chasing him after he made the wish.
Yes. Yes, of course. Leave it to me. I'll tell her.
Is she gonna wish to, like, bring him back now? What's that? Is somebody else gonna have to die? Like, is that how the wish is worth? It gives and takes something?
Insurance. He always carried a large policy with a double indemnity against accident.
Oh, Charles.
There was your wish, to be rich. So she's like, I'll just kill off the husband and you'll be your wish. Yeah.
Story of the monkey's paw.
That's the story of the old couple who are given a monkey's paw, which entitles them to 3 wishes.
I haven't read it. Is it like a actual book or a movie?
Well, in the story, this mother wishes her son back, and he does come back, but in the condition in which he died, mutilated, mangled, torn.
Yeah, it won't be the real Ralph. It'll be like zombie Ralph. Just hauling in the casket. Oh my god.
I wish to bring back as he was immediately before the accident, but he was already dead.
Oh my god, the loophole. Oh, frick, that was a waste of a wish. He's still gonna be dead. Should have phrased the timing, like an hour before, 2 hours before. Oh, one wish left.
I wished him alive again forever.
But don't you realize he's been embalmed? His veins are filled with embalming fluid.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's horrendous. Oh my god, this poor guy. It's like, just let me die. And then she's gonna live forever also. Now she's gonna have to kill him. Cheese and rice. Oh my god, his insides! Chopped off his hand. He said he'd live forever. And now you just get to hear the sounds of him, like, being in agony forever. Oh.
What's more important is what you will see.
Well, who are you? Well, what do you want with us?
To warn you of what may happen.
I don't care about your warning.
Oh, he can, like, see the future? Okay.
But you should heed the warning.
I was like, are they already dead? Like, how are they able to see these things? But just giving them a second chance.
Major Rogers, you might show me to my quarters and have something get my kit in, will you? Shane, here. Goodbye.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, if you know how you die, would you change your behavior? Like, I'd hope so, especially since a lot of these are very gruesome, and a lot of them do horrible things to result in their death.
There were pictures on the wall. What have they got?
Personal property of your predecessor, sir.
Well, he must get some more.
Is that just a whip on his desk?
All right, old boy. All right.
Why don't they have the heat on?
It's a blanket.
Aww. I was wondering why he just put his hand on the rate and, like, wasn't reacting at all, because it would be hot.
It's very cold this past few nights. We wondered if...
For reasons of economy, the heating is now turned off each evening at 2000 hours.
But that's freezing. Come on, you can't turn it off entirely. Oh my gosh. This guy sucks.
Or extra blankets.
I was not aware that the administration of expenditure for this establishment had been handed over to you, Mr. Carter. Good morning.
I feel like revenge is coming. Turns off their... What a freaking jerk. Nobody's story so far, like, all these characters have been deeply flawed. I mean, the guy in the previous one obviously wanted to stay wealthy and had lost money, but, like, everybody else has done horrible, like, things. And it's interesting that those would be the people this, you know, guy in the crypt is trying to save. As he's eating, like, a gourmet meal in his office, and wine, and, like, salad, and oh my god.
We get nothing but slop. Well, I do the best I can for you, within the limits of the budget provided for me.
But you eat meat and drink wine?
Yeah, you hypocrite. Like, come on.
In the bloody army.
Mr. Carter, in the kingdom of the blind, even the one-eyed man is king.
Cheese and rice, this guy sucks. Yeah, you had that coming.
Doctor. Who wants a doctor?
It's Greenwood, sir.
Well, can't it wait till the morning?
This guy. I think it might be too late for the doctor.
The man is dead.
Good job. Took away their heat, gave them crappy food, and look what happened. And for him to say it so, like, callously, too. Like, he doesn't care at all. He's just, like, making an announcement. I'm worried what's gonna happen, what they put in it, or if they're just trying to see you. I don't know, but yeah, I'm worried what's gonna happen.
Sir. Well, What is it? What do you want?
The inmates are revolting. Look out. Are they like bolting them in? Like what are they? Yeah, what are they doing with all the wood? Oh god, this guy's next. Think he's gonna get the chop. Yeah. Oh, attacked with the cane. Oh my god. They're like, take away our heat, kill one of our own. Yeah, they're going for deep revenge. I'm very worried of what they're building. It looks like a guillotine or something.
He'll be dangerous. He'll go wild, berserk. I know, Major Rogers, sir.
Oh my god, I don't like that. Is he gonna like sick his own dog on him? What? I mean, obviously that guy shouldn't have been so cheap, but these guys are taking it to a whole new level.
Doing, Arthur. You'll see soon enough.
Oh my gosh. Who's the bad guy in this one, honestly? They're both making some bold choices. And to like hear them but not be able to see what's going on and to be separated from your pet, heartbreaking.
Well, at least feed my dog, please. He'll be fed all right.
I don't like that. I don't like where that's going. They built him like a tunnel? What? I don't know what. Connecting him to the dog's room? Oh no. Oh my god! They put razor blades on the wall? These guys are sick. Oh my god. Oh my, it's like Saw? Am I watching Saw now? Cheese and rice. They've been thinking about this for a while. Is this because when they're blind, they use the wall to like try and feel along and see where they're going, and now he can't do that? But also, oh my gosh. Gah. This one's grim. And they're all like different angles, like you couldn't use like a straight line to, you know, follow through, like, gosh. Where did they get all these razor blades? Oh my god. And having his face so close up like that as well. And what happens when you let the dog out? And he can't run back, obviously. Oh my god, yeah, there's the hungry dog. Oh no, oh, I don't want to, oh god, no, 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 no. Ooh, that was a cool shot though, but you can't move quickly. Yeah, oh my gosh, oh. Good night. Attacked by your own companion. And like made him blind essentially, because you can't see in the dark. Oh god. Not anymore.
I don't know why I stopped here. I do.
And it's interesting how he's giving people like a second chance, but for people who were going to do bad things, basically. He's not letting like someone who's, you know, a saint know that something horrible is coming their way. He's giving, you know, these bad people a second chance to do good, basically, which is interesting. With great power comes great responsibility. It's like, I showed you what can happen. It's up to you to make your choices.
Where are we? In a place where people go who have died without repentance.
Oh, they did die?
But telling you why you are here for all eternity.
Okay, they are dead. Oh my god. Cheese and rice. Bye! Oh! Into the fiery pits of hell! Ba 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 ba! No second chances for you. That's grim, but they obviously did horrible things as well.
And now, who's next?
Whoa! Breaks the fourth wall. Cue the organ music. Da-da-da-da. Oh yeah, with the flames in his eyes. Oh my god, I love it. So creepy. So that was my first time watching the 1972 film Tales from the Crypt. They were literal tales from the crypt, as we have this, our narrator, this guy who's, spearheading this whole story, as we have our 5 characters who don't really know how they got there, but also don't really have plans after. Like, I feel like there's definitely more clues that they're been dead the whole time. And I thought when we first had the one with Joanne, because she had her brooch, so I was like, well, this couldn't be warning you if you're about to do something that hasn't happened yet, if you clearly have the brooch from the Christmas present that you would have needed to open, in order for that to happen. So yeah, but then when he says like, oh, I'm just warning you, I was like, okay, I let it go, because like maybe it was just a little detail, maybe it was just, an oversight. But we also see her drop the brooch when they first come in, so I was like, it felt intentional, but I thought maybe I was just reading too much into it. But we go through each character in this anthology style as they tell their story, and yeah, none of them are great. Like, I think the Wishes one, that character had done the least wrong. It sounded like he had just spent all his money basically and was now broke, but everybody else was just horrible. The blind hospital we had at the end, the patients also definitely did horrible things. But to see how everybody dies was interesting, because you think they're still alive, so you think, okay, maybe there's chance for redemption, maybe there's hope, like, can they change their ways now that they've seen what's gonna happen to them? But is that also only, motivated by selfish needs? If they think, I just don't want to die, so I won't act this way, and they still want to do those things? So yeah, it was interesting. Like I said, I haven't seen the TV show. I was terrified to watch it when it first came out. I would definitely love to do a reaction series to the TV show, and I'm assuming these are tied together. I know this would have come out, 10, 15 years before the show, but, they obviously have the same title, and it definitely reminded me of Creepshow as well, with this anthology style, and they mentioned some, source material comic books at the beginning, and to have, the super bright fake blood felt very Creepshow-y, and this maybe wasn't as, like, overly stylized as I think Creepshow is, with like the red lighting and the blue lighting, but this still felt like a little campy and a little cheesy, which I love. And having the guys like intestines out, there was definitely blood, but to me, when it's like that color, you can just tell how fake it is. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but that was pretty much it. Like, there wasn't any, super, super gory scenes, like I think implied at the end that that guy would have ran down the hallway to avoid his dog attacking him would have ended pretty gory, but we don't see it. And even the car accident segment, when the guy is in fact dead, we just see his POV, and then it kind of cuts to, the shot of him seeing his ghostly face, but it's just gray. And when we have, the neighbor come through as well, he's gray with, makeup and like the skeletal hands, and especially given the time this came out, this all would have been done practically, so I think they did a great job with that. And of course, you could have updated it if it would have came out today, but I like the choices that they made. And to me, I'd much rather see a ghost who's painted up, that's clearly a human painted as a ghost, as opposed to them trying to do some, weird apparition or a sheet floating in the corner, something like that. Like, I think this really packs the punch for, the scare factor, and really showing these people that, revenge is going to come to them. Like, everybody who did something bad had something bad happen to them, basically. Like, nobody gets away. And even the guy with the wishes, like, he's just stuck in this permanent cycle of, being alive but can't die, but being in agony. I think my favorite one was probably the wishes, because he seemed to be the least terrible as far as we know, and he just gets these horrible things keep happening to him, and his wife is generally trying to bring him back, and she's just not phrasing her wishes properly. It's just the first rule of any wishes. I mean, it's clearly been demonstrated numerous times. it's in every movie and TV show about wishes, is you need to be specific and bring her back right before the accident. Oh, well, he had a heart attack. I was like, oh God, just can't catch a break. And then, oh, well, bring him alive. Like, I want to talk to him because, she was warned that he would come back and not be his regular self. I haven't read The Monkey Paw, or I don't know if it's a movie or anything like that, but that was interesting that they tied to, this previous, and they're kind of using that as like a warning, like, okay, well, in the book or the movie, this happened, so, don't do the same thing, don't make the same mistakes those characters did, basically, and here we are. I think my least favorite one was the neighbor one, not because Peter Cushing wasn't amazing, he was so good in that, and so it was just tough to watch, which is why it's my least favorite. I love Peter Cushing, I've seen him in other films, you can check out those reaction videos on my channel as well, but it was just so tough. I just felt so bad for this guy, and he did nothing wrong, and this freaking neighbor is just a jerk, and just, does these horrible things and slowly breaks this guy down, and this guy's not doing anything. And I was getting even a little teary-eyed at some parts, and they take away his dogs and send him these horrible Valentines, but then, obviously he gets his revenge at the end with having the heart, out on his poem. He's like, I'll show you, and comes back to attack this guy, a year later to the day exactly on Valentine's Day. And with Creepshow, we'd seen some holidays referenced as well, and this one, our first one was a Christmas episode, or a Christmas segment, and then, Valentine's Day holiday in this as well, which is interesting. I like that they did have that twist at the end where you do find out that, in fact, they are dead and they're, walking off to hell, basically, like, this is it, they've met their maker, basically, and he's laying out their final moments, because they don't seem to be aware that they're dead, and they don't seem to, understand what's happening, so he's like, oh, this is what happened, and, seeing them walk off into this fiery pit of what I can only assume would be hell. And although I feel like I knew revenge was going to happen through most of them, I feel like that was pretty predictable, but the way they go about it had some twists, and even, in the first one, the way that a killer is killed by another killer, I thought was interesting. She unalives her husband, wants the insurance money, has done this great job of cleaning everything up, and then, of course, there's this homicidal maniac, I think is a direct quote from the radio, on the loose, and, at first I thought she was going to try and like let him in so that she could call the police and blame the murder of her husband on him, but no, he comes in and unalives her. But the way they cut it, we didn't really see her die, and if this is supposed to be a warning as well, it's like, okay, maybe he's just, saying this was what could happen, but clearly he killed her, so I thought that was interesting twist, and to have, the guy who dies in the car accident, running away with his, new girlfriend, leaving his family behind, but the way that it picks up, it feels like the accident just happened, but obviously 2 years have passed, and, he tries to go home. It's a different name on the door, a different guy inside, and he's like, well, this is my house. Like, who is here? And to have his POV through that whole perspective as well, because obviously if we would have seen his face, we would have realized that he was dead, but it also shot right from the cut of the car on fire to him just seeing the car, and I thought, okay, maybe that's just like a continuity error. I didn't chalk it up too much. I thought, yeah, they just cut it too quickly or something like that, but clearly the car was not on fire because 2 years had passed, and he goes to Susan's apartment as well, and she's now blind and can't see him, but is like, how are you here? You're dead, basically. And the fact that he's able to interact as a ghost with these people and eventually sees his own reflection in the mirror in the coffee table was terrifying. Thinking about the last segment when we first see Major Rogers get there, he's talking about some memorabilia or something in the office that he's wondering where it is. Like, it's very bare, and the guy who brings him in mentions that, oh, it must have belonged to the predecessor. And now that I think about it, I'm like, maybe these guys have done it before. Like, maybe these patients at this blind hospital or this blind home have done this before, because that was well orchestrated. They got a lot done in 2 days. And when I first saw the mesh tunnel, I thought maybe he's going to just lead them to the dog. I feel like it was very implied that they were trying to set it up so that the dog was going to eat him, like, oh, the dog's getting hungry, like, snack's coming, and that dog was just barking endlessly and was very agitated, obviously, and for him to be killed by the one thing he loved the most was also a cruel twist of fate, that either the razor blades got him, and they seem to also be at eye level, which I don't even want to think about. I'm glad they didn't show any of that, but if the dog doesn't eat him, the wall of razor blades basically will, because he can't move fast enough, and it's like narrow as well, was just, I thought I was watching Saw for a second, like, oh my god, just the torture. And not bad enough that the dog has to eat you, you have to set up this wall of razor blades. And I do definitely feel like, him turning off the lights to make it simulate, being blind, not being able to see anything, and the fact that we saw the blind characters, touching the wall, that's how they feel and try and navigate the world. And the fact that he would just, oh gosh, and the guy was not great, obviously, but as soon as one of their own died, that triggered it, and they were like, forget this. But that seems like a plan they would have had to have before. That seems like a very random last minute, scheme. As grim as some of them were, I'm glad they weren't super predictable. I feel like that can get a bit tiresome, and, especially when you've seen tons of horror movies and stuff. And I like that this felt, pretty original. There was some interesting stories, and having the holidays incorporated as well was interesting. And we just have, other than the segments, the main characters never really leave the crypt because they're dead. But to have that as our home base, for telling stories, and we'd always come back to that area after they'd had, finished the segment with one character. And then the only thing I don't like with anthologies is that you can tell what the timeline of the overall film basically is. Like, okay, we've got 5 characters, okay, we're gonna do 5 stories. Like, there's no real surprises in that, but again, that doesn't ruin it for me in any capacity. But I feel like, there's very clear timelines set up. What's gonna happen. Oh, we come back from one segment, now we're going to another, which is why I think the segments need to be so creative like they were in this. If they get predictable on top of it kind of already being that formulaic, following, each story and going through each character, it can be a bit boring. But I definitely don't think this was boring in any way. It's just, the nature of the setup when it comes to anthologies. But I thought the pacing for each segment was good. They were about 10-15 minutes for each segment, which I thought was good. We got to see the character, we got to see what happened to them, and, I think they did a good job of telling those short stories in the time that they had. And to not have each character commit a murder like we saw, the first one, yes, she committed a murder, then we had a car accident, and then we have a guy deciding to unalive himself, be very strongly based on the actions of somebody else, and being punished for how he treated people. So I like that the revenge, motivation was also different for each story. And obviously they were all in different places and, had different characters and different cast, but it's not like all of them were murderers. All of them did horrible things, but each in their own way. Overall, I enjoyed it. I liked the anthology style. I thought that was interesting, and especially given that it was based, on a comic book and that there's a TV show about it as well. I'm not overly surprised that they went with anthology, and yeah, I'm very curious to watch the TV show. Let me know in the comments if you think I should, or if you know if it's streaming somewhere. It was great to see Peter Cushing in this, and his character, I think, was the most heartbreaking segment of all of them. He was just such a nice character, and it was hard to see him go, but then obviously, yeah, came back to get his revenge. As we've seen, in Creepshow and other anthologies, revenge is a big part of this, and having, the Christmas segment and the Valentine's Day segment, and the fact that they're all being faced with their actions, basically, like, we find out, the twist at the end that they've been in fact dead this whole time, and they're not getting the second chance that they were kind of promised. And I also thought it was interesting that they would be giving second chances to people who had done, bad things. I was like, why, out of all the people you could prevent tragedies, from happening to, why are you saving these people? But obviously we find out that's not the case, and they're just dead already, and they're going to hell, and this is just their last, facing their consequences, basically. I thought the acting was decent. I didn't recognize all the names, but I thought it was decently done, and, the special effects of the guts hanging out and the blood and, the heart on the poem as well, I thought were cool. I really enjoyed the stories. I thought they were creative and interesting. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for movies you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. I know she's robbing the poor guy. She's like, well, your neighbor frickin' sucks, that's for sure. The first wish is always to wish for more wishes, everybody knows. I feel like revenge is coming. Is it just a whip on his desk? She thinks she's seen a ghost? Is he dead? Death was literally chasing him after he made the wish. A murderer afraid of a murderer.